And we are live. Hello, Four Button Soul here again. Back with more Trails of Cold Steel. Where were we? We had just gotten out of that damned castle. I promise, if there are boss fights today, then I will definitely not take 7 attempts. And I will do better. Let's get into it. Alright. Straight back into it. What were we doing? Story event. I think we gotta go back to the train station, right? This music does sound like Xseed. Da 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 da. Oh, awesome. Thanks for dropping by, Cerulia. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just, I got a little stuck on Nosferatu. Nosferatu really sucked. Yeah, we're just going back to Legram. I feel like I'm getting, kind of closer to the end with this. Yeah, I only had sleep protection on 2 of my characters, so that was fun. We still seem to have a little time before the next train leaves. What should we do? It might be best. Hey TK! Might be best to just wait in the station until the train arrives. No, this is kind of a casual playthrough. I'm just, you know, in case you couldn't tell, I'm in it for the waifus. Let's wait in the station. Yeah, let's go wait inside. We need to buy our tickets for the trip to Galrrelia Fortress, too. Hey, Eustace, wanna buy me some snacks? Buy your own food. Lively as ever, I see. Well, let's head in, then. Oh wow, I got a lot of notifications all of a sudden. Literally as I go live, like 2 other people go live. That's that damn cat again. Legend of Waifus, Trails to the Bedroom. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. No, I'm not, you know, this is a series I've been meaning to play. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been meaning to play this for a little while, so it's... Oh, I can see the castle for a second there. Wait, it's gone again. Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another from the moment we walked through the door. Oh, TK, I think the hug command might work now. I know how much you love it. What are you looking at me for? Oh man. Atelier Riser, I did start. Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun on all of your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. These 2 days went by so quickly. Oh man. It didn't work. Alright, I need to mess around with Streamlabs when I'm not streaming. That's annoying. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to our next location, so don't relax just yet. Looks like I must say farewell to Legram once again for the time being. I wasn't expecting to, but I can't help but feel a little homesick already. I can understand why. Yeah, you know, TK's got it down. He knows what... This ain't his first rodeo. Nord Highlands? I actually really enjoyed the Nord Highlands area. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. True. It seems like a place that we nobles could learn much from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It'd be great to bring Fee and the others next time, too. You're all more than welcome in Legram anytime. I can only hope I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I next return. After leaving Legram, we changed trains at Berea Station and rode the Croydon Main Line north, heading toward Celtic. Yeah, I actually didn't mind the North Highlands area. I was like, because that's a big open area. So it was just kind of, I mean, there was a lot of enemies, which was good. So I feel like I got a little over-leveled in that area because I was just fighting everything. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Celtic, where we'll rendezvous with Group B. Well, I'm sure you'll find someone that dislikes Nord. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Galrrelia Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Oh, really? I actually just quit something yesterday, like I completely quit on Dark Souls 2. Yeah, oftentimes I will go into games and just quit after like a little while and then come back, and usually a second time's a charm. Galrrelia Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threat of the Calvard Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. It also houses the 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Weren't those weapons that Gwyn said he regretted constructing? Yeah, they're those 2 massive orbital cannons pointed toward the east at Calvard. Or more specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and them, Crossbell State. Oh, those fires are more than thick enough to keep anyone in. They are pretty crazy, yeah. It's like you're looking at a mountain of iron. I was pretty overwhelmed when I first saw them. Wait, you've actually seen the railway guns in person? Yeah, Grabs took Claire, Lecter, and me to see them this one time. These are the mightiest weapons wrought by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Well, something like that, anyway. To consider what it means? He has a flair for the dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart for Crossbell with Prince Oliver? I guess the trade conference kinda snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going too. I want to go to Crossbell. There's supposed to be this really famous theater group there, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's a Trails in the Sky reference, I believe. That's what I've heard, though you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently President Toa is going as part of the entourage to further her studies. Really? She never fails to impress. I hear she's been getting job offers from a bunch of different companies, ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit the high esteem people lavish on her. She's the pride of the Academy. See, I haven't played Trails in the Sky, but I did watch a few streams. I'm getting like Persona 5 flashbacks from this. Anytime there's trains, I just want it to be like, Celtic. This is Celtic. All passengers disembarking. I repeat, do not approach the rope barriers on platform 1. It's the RMP. Oh, okay. I have too much stuff on my desk, that's for sure. Alright. What's going on here? All the security feels kind of ominous. It seems the railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
It sure is. That sounds like Claire?
Captain Claire!
It's Claire!
I have always found it weird how this game goes from...
Did you come to see me?
Unvoiced cutscenes straight into voiced cutscenes.
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
She really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. I want to believe both of them are Ironbloods. Then back out of... Okay. At any rate, good day everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? That is a lot. That is a lot to have on a desk. And what is this Eisengraf you mentioned? As in Iron Count, right? You'll see what I mean soon enough. Claire is like the anti-Sarah. A special express train will momentarily be passing by Platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. Here it comes. Big train. Big train. A special express train. It couldn't be. Ah, right on time. Rich people bragging toy. Oh, there it goes. Wait, who was that? Who's on the train? Toa? There's Toa. And there's Prince Oliver. Oh, so this one's going through to the conference, right? Extra dramatic. Man, this is like the slowest train. Wait, that was so weird. Who's the guy in the back? I'm sure you've all got lots of questions. Chancellor Osborne was in the back. So, that was the Eisengraf. Come to think of it, I've heard rumors of a special Crimson train. It's supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Eisengraf, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honor of our Chancellor Osborne himself. Do I have a specific... I can't really commit to a stream schedule at the moment, mostly due to the fact that I have a full-time job. So what I usually try to stream 5 nights a week. It's usually between 4 and 5. But I'll stream for a couple of hours here and there. So this is what, part 25 of this Let's Play? So we're taking our sweet time getting through this, but we're getting through it. Mostly I focus on JRPGs, and occasionally I will dabble in hard games, and I do have a reserved night for Apex Legends. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. Ape sex legends, thank you TK. I doubt he of all people sees any worth in titles or peerage. Marine? Yeah? Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Toa and Prince Oliver on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when the Eisengraph whooshed by so quickly. Many people play through this song. I started watching someone in September. Streams trails 6 days a week for a minimum of 4 hours, but usually 5 or so. Wow. Played Reverse Order, Cold Steel first. Crossbell, then Sky. Yeah, these are long games. Nah, it was probably just a coincidence. I mean, committing yourself to JRPGs on Twitch is a kind of a fool's errand, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It was more than just a glance, though. I could see them clearly in detail. What was that just now? Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank all passengers for their cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental railway service bound for Crossbell State, now arriving on Platform 2. Here it comes. Yeah, looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. No worries, TK. Thank you for dropping by. Always appreciate it. And it's nice to have engaged viewers for a change, so there's that. Ah, the other guys are here. Wait, are we missing someone? Hey, there they are. Reen, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We saved you some seats. Yeah, this is true. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course. Have a safe trip, everyone. Ugh. These damned bots. Bots slow my stream down even more. Ah, there we go. Whoa, who's that classy looking babe? Ah, I should have just stayed in the train. There's always some sort of weird intrigue in this. We've received word from Squad 08. No unusual movements have been detected near the Twin Dragons Bridge. We've also received word from Squad 21. They report all high-speed armored cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Eisengraph is finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? She seems pretty sure. They will. I'm certain of it. in case you didn't know, I've only been using this avatar for a little while, so I'm still, like, bobbing my head to make it move and stuff. So much fun. There's certainly a lot of us this time. I see. Sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days too. Yeah, though I find it kinda hard to believe that you could have seen the ghost of Leanne Sandler. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there beside us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Toval and the Radiant Blade Master went. It sounds like Duke Cayenne is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Jurai Special Economic Zone. Though I guess that makes sense, seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah, the Empire stitched it on nice and neat, without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from taxes there goes directly to the Imperial government's coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. And it's hardly a mystery why the reformists think so highly of it. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, it does seem rather suspicious. Is that related somehow to why we're going to Galrrelia Fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Galrrelia Fortress by train before? I see. Just us, huh? I can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. Why's that? Well, I've seen it in photographs at least. Camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep, it's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? The gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. Okay then. Oh man, drinking while you're VTubing is not advised. Onward to Galrrelia Fortress. Is this like technically in Crossbell? The train carrying Class 7 continued its ride on the Transcontinental Line heading towards the east. They passed through the Twin Dragons Bridge, a Crozen Provincial Army base, and several stations later. It was finally time to pass through Galrrelia Fortress, which loomed large on the border with Crossbell State. Where am I out of? I am out of the UK. If that's what you mean. Although I have kind of a bit of a transatlantic accent. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The next stop is Galrrelia Fortress. Galrrelia Fortress. That's what I wanted. This train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at this station. Be advised that orbal photography is strictly prohibited within the fortress and is punishable by Imperial law. Yeah, I've had that a lot. But no, I've lived in the UK most of my life. I lived in the States for 3 years and now I have kind of a weird accent. Any attempt at unauthorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. Wow, that was kind of... It sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors hear gives a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What in Adios name is that? Oh, nice. I would love to spend some time in Hawaii. Eastern border, Galrrelia Fortress. I mean, I assume I'm coming up towards the end of this game right now, since I'm getting to the point that was in the opening. That would be my assumption. The scale is just... This is Galrrelia Fortress? Yeah, nah, I don't like the way you're laughing, Cerulia. This entire place is built from iron and concrete. Just how much money has the army dumped into building all of this? Yep, that was about as entertaining as I'd hoped. Not that I'm surprised, I thought the same thing when I first saw it. From the Crossbell side, all you can see is a cliff, though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey, instructor? What did you bring us out here to show us? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What comprises the military strength and forms its foundation. And what other place in the Empire has that on display as clearly as here? Yeah, like, oh, okay, IndyCar. Yeah, I never really got into, like, IndyCar or NASCAR. Yeah, there was about 10 different endings in Persona 5, so I was just like, oh, I must be near the end soon. Oh, yeah, here's hour 120 of Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, that was great. That actually was pretty great. Galrrelia Fortress, platform. Oh, drinking again. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like it's its own town here. On the other side of this fortress, it's more or less a straight shot to Crossbell City, right? To think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbell City's only about 30 minutes away by train. Okay, we're 3/4 in, so that's good. Oh, we've got the opening music on in this song. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived.
Oh yeah, straight back in. Oh, I forget the voice actor for this character, but it's someone that's in a lot of games.
Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thor's Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
Acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Galrrelia Fortress.
I really can't remember this guy's name. Like the voice actor.
In addition to my
Neidhart.
teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the
Yeah,
Imperial
that's the
Army's
one,
4th
Cam
Armored
Clark.
Division.
Dude does so much voice acting.
I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the Fortress. Now, if you'll follow me...
Yeah, he was in the last game that I completed on stream. Yeah, he was in Tales of Berseria. He had a weird voice in Tales of Berseria. Yeah, like I follow a lot of the guys that do voices. That's the one, Liquid Snake. Thank you, TK. And thank you, Cerulia, for the Cam Clark, because my brain doesn't work all that well. Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip. A field trip? Here? So what exactly does that entail, instructor? At 1400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place at Galrrelia's Proving Ground. The 4th and 5th Armored Divisions will both be participating. Okay, cool. And you will be observing it. Corin from Fire Emblem, there you go. We're going to watch a military exercise? Fee is also Morgana from Persona 5. Eusis was... he was in Tales of Berseria as well. The 4th Armored Division, huh? The 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. Oh really? Leonardo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. Oh man, that's cool. And did you know our friend the Major here is their most promising young member? It's true. Moving on. As I said, you'll only be observing this exercise, not actively participating. I imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment after all. But we'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourselves. That's all from me. It's currently 11:50 hours. Lunch has been prepared for you in the mess hall. I'd advise you all to eat. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on an empty stomach. Yeah, I usually pick up voices, like Erica Limbeck's one that comes up a lot that I always recognize. And Erica Harlacher most of the time. It's Cassandra Morris that voices Fee. So, this food. We have salty corned beef, and I think I'm getting a hint of peas from this soup. You could use this bread as a lethal projectile. I do think it would have hurt to use a few more herbs, or flavors in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. Sarah's does a lot of other stuff as well. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what. Well, I didn't think the food they served in the mess hall at Zenda Gate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably from the same batch, too, by the look of it. Really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me here to eat here too. Huh? You guys really think it's that bad? Yeah, really brings back memories for me too. At least there's some cheese and an apple. The food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to preserve and store. Yeah, aren't most of them in, like, California though? The ingredients used to make all the food on your trays can be easily stockpiled in large quantities. So even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served without any trouble. Ah, so that explains it. I see. Oh man, I've really struggled to get into Pokemon Sword. So, the army serves simple foods all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime rationing? Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army. In the sense that it suggests that soldiers should live and work each day as though a war effort depends on them. Oh, I didn't know they had places in Texas. Every day? So, they should just be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war. Well, it's a bit too much mind over matter idealism for my tastes, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food the provincial armies serve is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they'd cope if an actual war were ever to break out. Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our neighbor LaBelle serves up some pretty tasty food in their army. Well, LaBelle's army is fairly elite. Probably because of the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these are all about finding a good balance. Variety is the spice of life, you know. If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say. You are what you eat. I could do with fewer of your pithy remarks in my diet, Instructor Valstein. Amazing. Yeah, I'm aware of Funimation. A lot of them are at Funimation, though. Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the Proving Ground at 2 in the afternoon today. It's 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood. So, when you say whatever we like, does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course, you're welcome to roam around as long as you don't poke your nose into any restricted areas. So go ahead and explore. There's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. Though if you're feeling a little tired from your field study so far, you're welcome to rest in your rooms. It would be a shame to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. Huh. I'm surprised that there are locations in Asia that do English dubbing. Alright, we got a couple of locations. I assume I can only go to so many of them. Where's Emma? So what's the deal with that cat, huh? Oh, you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. Hong Kong and Tokyo. Obviously Tokyo. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Reen? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately, ever since we arrived in Legrand. I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us. Okay. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? Yikes, that's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? Phew. I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Kelduk. Alright, so the cat is back at brain's not working. It's been a long day. Oh yeah, Toval gave me a call about what happened in Legrand. So, you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits? Yeah, Toval looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him, too. Do you know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? Ah, of course. We don't know how many members there are, what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't know much about them at all. What we do know is they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes. And that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of entire nation-states. And these are the people who made these monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call the mechanical monsters like the one you guys fought archaisms. And lately it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. It's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. There's that word again, heavy! Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind, at least. Right, I'll be sure to let the others know, too. Alright, on to the next one. Ah, Laura and Fee, best of friends now. Oh, okay. So I've probably heard movies with Hong Kong dubbings. I'd heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy, if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like the reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. And Fee? Soldiers here seem pretty well trained. Pretty well equipped, too. Like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You'd need to put in some serious prep time if you wanted to topple it. Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should say within earshot of the soldiers. Heh, old habits die hard. Alright, and we got a couple up here. I'm gonna have to take on some liquid soon, because this is getting to be, Major Nightheart. So you're the students who have come to tour the fortress. Let me get some liquids in here. It's like I'm sucking from an invisible teat. Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of the Galrrelia Fortress. He also serves as the division's commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. Wow, asshole. Are you sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor, and they must really be scraping the bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thor's isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprises here. It's like he fills in every checkbox on the checklist for stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Galrrelia. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll take my leave here as I have business to attend to. Phew, he's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now, I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. Wait, Sarah said that we can go into the command center, didn't she? I guess I can't. And motorpool, central freight platform. I assume I have to talk to everyone before it lets me continue. That's the train platform. Wait a minute. No, it's just an engineer. Nothing sinister as far as I can tell. Okay, I can't go beyond that. Can't go in the barracks, so I guess I'll have to go in the motor pool. This looks open. That's a lot of vehicles. Seems like this is the hangar for tanks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up in one place. Alright, I think I saw Elliot. And Elisa. I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Reen? Yeah, this will be my first time. I take it you have, then? Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. And Elisa. I'm not entirely sure how I feel seeing so many accents lined up like this. God damn, these words. The Rhineford Company make these, don't they? Yeah, the Rhineford Company make these, don't they? Fortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Yeah, just throw some of these German words right out the window for me. There's a few as well, like I took real umbrage with the fact that they have a word for like feet or meters or whatever it's supposed to be. Yeah, just give me feet or meters. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily the accents can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. Yeah, just hold on, we got... Oh, yep, there we go. We dropped some frames, but we're good. We're good. Yeah, just like, why do we need anything other than feet? We have established distances. Like feet, meters, whatever you want to give it. Just don't make up a unit of measurement. Well, it depends who you ask, really. Some people like feet. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, command area, central freight platform. I go this way? Oh yeah, Mia's make sense. Like, just makes perfect sense. Yeah. Oh, Fahrenheit is like, it's the temperature for water with salt, I believe. Like salt water. I can't believe the size of this place. Oh, given the uniform, you must be one of the students from Thor's. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment. So, if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Understood. Thank you very much. Might as well head over there. Yeah, exactly. That makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, feet and inches, the UK is weird. Sometimes we'll do meters, sometimes we'll do feet and inches. Guys, are you okay? I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Zenda Gate. Well, it is a major military base right on the border of Crossbell. I never imagined it'd be quite this big, though. This place is such a departure from Zenda Gate that I can hardly believe that this is the same military. Although perhaps this is the true face of the Imperial Army. This fortress is the very definition of oversized. I guess maybe I am a little lucky. And that's ignoring the excessive display of military powder. I imagine that the posturing is meant to show the Croydon Provincial Army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family. I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. Ah, Milliam, wandering around. I guess you can't see it from here after all. We'll be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to them. What are you up to now, Milliam? You know that huge Orcus Tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it on the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. You actually see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck on some stupid field study. Why'd you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people thinking it's just so they can decide on finance rules and stuff for Western Zemuria. But I think it's really going to end up being about who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbell to become part of Erebonia. Seriously? The prince is going to be there too, so he'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Toa's there too, though, so here's hoping things go well. It's the right to work site. Oh yeah, okay. I guess, yeah, I kind of know about right to work and how it's a very misleading sounding thing. Because I used to live in Ohio, and that is also a right to work state, I believe. Where the hell am I going? Oh, I've gotten lost. I'll return to the fortress. There we go. Alright, I think maybe there's someone in here that I need to talk to. Who haven't I spoken to yet? Crow? Yeah, where is Crow? Alright, there's nobody here. Yeah. But then I guess it depends on your opinion as to whether unions are good or not. Motorpool. Can I go through here yet? Oof. Oh man, my that was unbelievably cute. My avatar yawning. Could be fired or not hired if you did join. That's true. Okay, can I go in the command center yet? I seem really busy. Maybe I should look somewhere else. Okay then, I guess I'll leave. I was in Northeast Ohio. About an hour, well, 45 minutes to an hour outside of Cleveland. I was in the great city of Canton, Ohio, which is certainly something. Hold on. That's the mess hall. Okay. That doesn't really... Alright. Where are we at? Who's up here? I assume Crow is up here. I need a little drinking animation for my avatar. You know what? People talk a lot of shit about Cleveland, but I used to love that town. Me. Posture. Looks like this is the Fortress Airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Ah, there we go. Machias and Crow. Machias, so easily forgotten. Crazy, it really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong, you two? No, we were just talking about how different this place is to Jirai. Jirai was super lively, but this place... I think Crow's having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Yeah, I've really... Oh, okay. That's cool. It seems like everyone's talking about Jirai these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect, but with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices, an entertainment district, and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I go as far to say that they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. No. A little bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I would be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. See, I knew I hated Machias for a reason. It's only natural that they'd do so now that they're under Erebonia's protection, right? Yeah, that sounds like extortion. Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. You know, it's extortion at best and theft at worst. We all know this, right? Ah! This bulletin is to inform all Thor's students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Night. Oh, it was Instructor Nightheart. I didn't read the... whatever. That's Instructor Nightheart. Time must have passed more quickly than I thought. Companies for fire are not hire if you are not a union member. Okay. I suppose I should start making my way toward the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on my way. Yeah, Macchius is not a good character. We boarded the armored cars and set off toward the proving grounds. Voiced cutscene? Come on, voiced cutscene. Give my throat a break. Yeah, as long as Macchius doesn't speak, I'm probably good. Well, I feel like there are some cutscenes in this game that don't need to be there. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped, and the smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The cars shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Galrrelia Fortress military proving grounds. Galrrelia Fortress Annex Military Training Ground. And my Leap motion controller should be here soon as well. So, time to blitz Poland. Wow, acts and main battle tanks. There are plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Oh yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Oh. Ah, here comes Elliot's dad. I can see the red hair. So, that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like their hair made the jump from father to son, though. There he is. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Neidhart. And Instructor Valstein, I believe. Pleased to meet you. Hans, it's time. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Craig! Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army after all. I'm not sure where to go with this guy's voice, because I know he's a commoner, but he's also high up in the military. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyke. Ah, and these must be... What a piercing stare. So, this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy, it's so good to see you again. Raspy voice, sounds very rough. Ah, that's a precious moment. It must be half a year now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you've got too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Tanks for a good time. Dad, come on. You've still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little cherub forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and the men of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. You kidding me? Seems like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. It's the transmission broke. Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. Moving right along. Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. Tanks and Panzer joke. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now, let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. And I've recently started Girls and Panzer. Armored regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. As our targets today will be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. Oh man, I almost said ammunition. So, you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? Ha! It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours. Right on schedule. Yeah, I've only watched like the first 3 episodes, I think, of Girls and Panzer, but, you know, I'm expecting more out of it. I'm sure I will get that. We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Divisions 4 and 5, commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin! Oh, this has got... You know what? A lot of the music in this reminds me of music from other games. This is like Final Fantasy VIII. I can believe that. I can believe that. 5th Armored Division, Armored Regiment, will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division, Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. The 60s. Did they lose it in World War II? Oh, we got some Girls and Panzer action. This is the perfect opportunity to drink some water. Oh, we got airships. There's a lot of explosions. Wow. It's certainly potent. So, this is the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. You said those tanks are called accents? Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank the Reinford Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points zone. Super heavy tank. Transport piece. 1946-7. And they didn't find it until the 60s. Amazing. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. And the Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, so that's kind of crazy. Try fighting things like these head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Green. I guess this is another kind of strength. Thus, the military exercise came to an end. No more explosions. We're good. The 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress where Major Neidhart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, I think I'm there for both. Like, I'm totally down with the cute girls doing cute things while inside of the tanks. Like, I'm totally down for both. Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hash beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Ooh, just the smell's making me hungry. Oh yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the fortress commander with instructor Neidhart. She did ask us to eat without her tonight. Ah, right. Well, if she's with Major Neidhart, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kinda scary. Like a division of muscle men. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Ah, hashed beef. Wow, it's actually delicious. Like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Come on guys, what's with all the gloomy faces? Think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook. What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the Academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat? None of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The accents are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be, too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. And all the way up to something as huge as Galrrelia's railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Instructor Saren? So, you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I've got up-to-the-date info on the trade conference, too. As well as all the latest on the terrorists. Ah, the terrorists. So, there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture, or I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. Galrrelia Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy-to-understand form. As students of a military academy, you have the obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Arabonia wields at present, a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hash beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. There's like 3 chefs back there, and this is what they manage: hashed beef and rice. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go ask for seconds. Oh, Eustace, if you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. All these tanks. So many tanks. There's not enough pretty girls in here. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Phew, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the orbital net. They got everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbell, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wide connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? An orb mail? Looks like it's from HQ. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the orbital net. There's no such thing as off hours when they can just send you orders round the clock. I mean, he's got a point. Huh? What's going on? So, get this. They're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we gotta outfit 20 Xseeds with C units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. That seems suspicious. Oddly suspicious. I guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap, at least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? There's something afoot. Definitely something afoot here. Ooh, we got a save point. Definitely something afoot. 8:31. 31st of August. Whole lot of C units, whatever a C unit. You know what? I was reading that and I wasn't taking it in. C unit. Come on. At last, after what seemed like enough adventure to fill a week, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Crossbell State, they were busy preparing for today's keynote session at the trade conference. We spent the morning running through the Imperial Army's physical fitness program, alongside some of the soldiers. And after completing it, no easy task, I might add, we sat down to a lukewarm redux of yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. See, so they put that into, like, words, whereas, you know, we get in a truck and drive. You know, priorities, guys, priorities. The Imperial Liberation Front is in Crossbell? That's right, or at least that's what the Intelligence Division believes. It looks like a known terrorist organization from the Calvard Republic has turned up in Crossbell too. The situation over there is pretty touch and go right now. Oh no. What are the authorities doing? Everything they can, naturally. However, operations are being handled solely by the Intelligence Division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything. Just that they have a trusted ally taking care of things. But who does the Intelligence Division trust? You gotta know something about this, right, Short Stack? Well, I do, but I can't really tell you anything. I guess it's not a breach of confidentiality to tell you they're a really strong bunch, though. It's still pretty vague. I got a few ideas. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that now. The bigger issue is that our terrorists of the hour, the Imperial Liberation Front, are a bigger crew than we thought. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship, at least. Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Ramford's the manufacturer, then? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is currently unknown. But it seems to be a high-speed model, different from the heavily armored types, favored by the Imperial Army. What was Cam Clark's pseudonym that he used? Because there was a voice actor's strike when they were voicing Metal Gear Solid. And they all had to use pseudonyms, or made-up names. They weren't even pseudonyms, really. They've only ever used them once. I'd bet it's from the RF-26 series. There's a number of different models within that series, though. But if they have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. It's basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is. With an airship in their possession, there's no telling when or where they'll pop up next. That's quite worrying, especially since Prince Oliver is attending the conference. And Toa's in Crossbell right now too. Yeah. Damn, now you got me worrying. Take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lecter over there. Well, that aside, if the terrorists' attention is currently focused on Crossbell, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? You raise a good point, Laura. They did target Princess Alphen during the summer festival last month. Oh, also, Cassandra Morris voices Princess Alphen and Fee. Hey, TK. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. The Railway Military Police thought so too, which is why they've increased the security level here at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They've also beefed up security anywhere that seems short-handed. As well prepared as ever, I see. At any rate, you finally uncovered some information on the terrorists' identities, correct? That's right, though once again we have the Intelligence Division to thank for that. If you'd turn your attention to the screen, please. I know that face. G. That's the man who kidnapped Princess Alfin and Elise in Heimdall. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvard in the Nord Highlands. So, who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy in Heimdall. That man? A teacher? So, an academic. Right, his focus was political philosophy. 3 years ago, he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline policies. Oh. So, getting laid off set him on the road to terrorism? Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go was because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public. You'll find these kind of idealists at the heart of most terrorist groups, though. In seeding a group with their core ideology, they twist it to be even more militant and radical. You can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they just don't know when to give up. Sounds like some other groups I know. So, do we know anything about the others? We crossed paths with what I can only assume were 3 other key members last month in Heimdall. Yes, S, V, and C. It seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on those 3 yet. Their strongest lead right now is that V may have belonged to a Jaeger Corps. Interesting. He was toting around this machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on a vehicle. Did he seem at all familiar to you, V? Not really. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S too, but it's too early to make any informed statements. The real unknown is their leader C. The one in the visored helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Reen, Laura, and Fee simultaneously. I almost find that hard to believe. I don't. I imagine there are plenty of people in the Empire who could do so. It goes without saying that this Radiant Blade Master could fend 3 of us off without much of a problem. But I bet a good mirror instructor Sarah and Major Nightheart could do it too. I can't say for certain. Look at Mr. Modesty over here. The Major here is widely held up to be one of the strongest up-and-coming officers in the entire army. I've heard people mention him right alongside Major Vander. Laying it on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume he's a practitioner of the Vander style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative Lieutenant General Vander from Zenda Gate. Ahem. While I would question whether I can stand on equal footing with him, Major Vander is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during my military academy years, and quite close to Prince Olivert as well. In fact, he's in Crossbell right now, serving as the Prince's bodyguard. Whoa. Well, that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point, it's not just C we're still... it's not just C. We still know very little about their group as a whole. Even their source of funding is a mystery, so even if they are a no-show in Crossbell, I doubt we've heard the last of them. And call it a coincidence or fate, but you've put the kibosh on their schemes twice now. It's entirely possible they've come to hold a personal grudge against you, so be careful. Right. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. Milliam, what is up with you? Eventually, the afternoon's series of special lectures came to an end, and it was finally time to get a peek at Galrrelia Fortress's infamous railway guns. 1530. I think we're close to where we were at the start now. I have a funny feeling I'm coming up on like 2 hours. You'll now be shown to the area where the railway guns are housed. All of what you're about to see is highly classified. I presume you're aware of the protocol surrounding confidential intel? Yes, Instructor. I'm getting kinda nervous. Me too. Guys, it's just the railway guns. I've seen them before. They're nothing to get all excited over. Orion, this part of the field study isn't mandatory for you. If you'd like to stay here and wait for us, that'd be more than okay. Jeez, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the only one left behind. Honestly. Excuse me a moment. This is Neidhart speaking. Yes, hello, Commander Walter. Wait, Mueller wants to speak to me? Of course, put him through. What could you possibly be calling about at a time like this? Gustav 80 sent me a gun time. It sure is. What? What's happening? Huh? Is he taking a call from someone outside the fortress on his Arcus? Sure looks that way. Understood. We'll be on alert here as well. Yes, right. Take care out there. Did something happen in Crossbell? I'm afraid so. A short while ago, the skyscraper where the conference is taking place came under attack by the Imperial Liberation Front. Well, there we go. The attack was carried out via airship. Fortunately, they were able to repel the terrorists, and Prince Olivet, Chancellor Osborne, and the others are unharmed. 75cm Paris Gunter. However, it's too early to tell if the danger has truly passed. They really did attack the conference. How foolish. That's not all, is it? Something else strange happened. What was it? The terrorists were somehow able to gain access to the orbital net and manipulate the shutters that partition the building. Furthermore, they had with them a force of mechanical monsters. Oh shit. We got mechanical monsters. It's mech warrior time. I don't like the sound of that. You found something like that in Legram, right? Yeah, we ran into one in the highway there. And they broke into the orbital net. Major, how much of Galrrelia Fortress is connected to the network? At present, it's only used for inventory and equipment management by the maintenance staff. Well, what was that? A tremor? It came from right below us. Below? The hangar. Oh shit. Something's going down in the hangar. It's those damn C units. Oh shit. What the hell? The accents. Ugh. You always have interesting stuff to say, TK. During the First World War, the American railcar guns were manned by sailors of the US Navy. What happened here? They just started moving. No one's inside. They just started moving on their own. Did the C unit start malfunctioning? No, they couldn't have. What's a C unit? It's an automatic control unit we put on vehicles that are going to serve as targets in military exercises. Ugh, how did C units end up attached to our most advanced tanks? This is really bad. Ugh. I'm going to assess the situation. I need you here to help fight the fires and assist the injured maintenance staff. Yes, sir. Please be careful out there. Oh, why are the students? Why are the students following? Well, it's those damn C units. This is crazy. Hold on a minute, are automatic control systems really capable of that level of advanced maneuvering? No, they're definitely not. Our current technology isn't capable of anything nearly this advanced. But if you were to apply the tech used in the archaisms, it suddenly becomes a whole lot more possible. Instructor, are you saying that society might be involved in this? I'd say it's looking more likely by the minute. What are they? Well, shit. Isn't the proving ground we visited yesterday out that way? Just what are they planning? We're all gonna run after the tanks that we've just witnessed destroy literally everything. Why are unmanned tanks roving around blasting the hell out of their space on their own? Well, it seems that last night headquarters sent an order to the engineers to fit those tanks with C units. Preposterous, I gave no such order. But never mind that right now. Right now we need to focus on extinguishing the fires and quelling the confusion. And send a request for assistance to the 4th Armor Division. Well, there you go. There you have it. Ugh. What should we do? I can't see us being able to catch up to them without a horse, at the very least. But what's their goal? What are they trying to accomplish here? Whatever it is, they definitely have some kind of game plan. We can't just stand aside and do nothing. Leave this to us. Isn't that... Dad? There he's not even in the tank. He's just standing on it. What kind of madman just stands on a tank? Just, yeah, just stand by the gun. It'll make for a real dramatic entrance. Imperial Army, 4th Armored Division. General. HQ has apprised me of the situation. Leave these rogue tanks to us. We can't rule out the possibility that they're a diversion. Oh, that's too gruff. I want you all to stay here. Understood, sir. Way too gruff. That's not a gun. He's actually straddling the top of the tank. Thank you, General. Be careful, Dad. You too, Elliot. 4th Armor Division, advance. Take out those out-of-control tanks by any means necessary. Our opponents are unmanned. There's no need to hold back. Yes, General. He's just standing there, man. It's just so funny. Wow, your dad's really something else, Elliot. I admit, he is pretty cool when he takes charge like that. Well, it seems we no longer need to worry about those tanks, at least. But what are they after? That's the question of the hour, isn't it? We can't let our guard down just yet. Might I suggest we fall back to the fortress, Major? A prudent move after we assess the level of damage inside. Hey, aren't those... What in the... Oh, we got airships. It's... The Imperial Liberation Front? Well, there's 2 of them. There's no way we could have known they had another force lying in wait. Oh crap, we got rockets. The hangar. How have they got multiple airships? Where do they even get these multiple... Where does he get these wonderful toys?
Do they seriously think they could breach an impregnable fortress?
They're
It's
just
not looking too
terrorists.
impregnable
Wipe
at the
them out.
moment.
Right back at you.
Well, that's a lot of blood for this. This is more blood than I'm used to seeing. Oh, we got robots. Lots of robots.
All right, let's get this party started then. We're headed straight for the left railway gun. If anyone gets in our way, fill them full of holes. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. The Germans are the bad guys.
What's the Imperial Liberation Front doing here?
I thought they were in Crossbell.
It's the People's Front of Imperial. I don't know. Imperial's the People's Front of Judea.
That is the main attraction. They sure didn't put up much of a fight, did they?
Alright, we got another one. S.
Our mission is to support Comrade G over in Crossbell.
Comrade G is in
Our target
Crossbell.
is the right railway gun. Let's show him some beautiful fireworks, shall we?
Yes, ma'am!
Yeah, but then those ones just said yes. They're going for both the left and right wings? Shit! It's the railway guns they're after. No. Are they going to fire them at the trade conference where the Chancellor is? If a shot from one of the railway guns hit that building, it'd blow the place to smithereens. So, that's what they're after. The situation has escalated far beyond the scope of your field study. I want you all to stand by here. No way. We can't just stand idle while these insurgents run amok. If you won't take us with you, then we'll take action ourselves. Look, time's one luxury we don't have. I think it's best to have them help us. Listen up, we're going back into the fortress. Groups A and B, you're with me. Let's do this. Let's do this, Leroy. Septian calendar 1204. 8:31. Eastern edge of the Erebonian Empire. Yeah, this is like right from the beginning. Galrrelia Fortress, military training ground. Am I gonna have to do the whole run through there and fight everything again? Well, those armored cars sure took a beating.
It's no use! We can't even scratch them! What's happening? Who's in control of those things? Get in touch with the 4th Armored Division! We need backup from Lieutenant General Craig!
Craig. Craig is such a funny name. Oh man, that guy. He's just there. Back into the fortress we go. We got great music for this. Got like a pumping Euro beat. It's what the Germans would have wanted.
This is awful. What happened here?
How terrible.
I can smell smoke. Are they using gunpowder?
They've completely blindsided us. It appears that everything else they've done today was to serve as a decoy, even making the tanks go haywire.
Right. It looks like their real target was the railway guns all along. Which means they must be serious about targeting that trade conference in Crossbell City.
They wouldn't! How low can they possibly sink?
So, they're intent on taking the Chancellor's head after all.
Resorting to such wanton violence? This is absolutely outrageous.
Huh, this does look kind of bad.
Understatement of the year.
Please, let us help. We don't know if reinforcements are on the way, and it doesn't look like we have much time left. We have to stop them before they can activate the railway guns.
Reen's right.
I don't know how much we can really do, but considering the alternative, we have to try.
Right. I'm not about to let those terrorists have their way.
Looks like any attempt to convince you otherwise would fall on deaf ears.
You're goddamn right.
All right. Reen, you and the rest of Group A are with me. Group B, you'll be under the command of Major Neidhart.
One group will secure the gun in the right wing. The other group will secure the left. This is an actual combat situation, with real lives at stake. I expect the best from each of you.
Well, weren't real lives at stake
Yes,
like
sir.
the rest of the field studies we've been on?
Our objective is to stop the activation of the railway guns. We've learned a lot at the Academy. It's time to put that knowledge to the test. Understood!
Wow, that was loud. Instructor Sarah joined the party. While she is assigned to the active battle party, the number of sport members is increased to 3. You can now use the burst link attack. Rip and tear. An attack on all enemies performed by 2 link pairs, which consumes bravery points you gain from repeated assist attacks. Press X when link attack appears, even though it has square, triangle, and X. Blood for the blood god. Alright, we got Sarah, Emma, and Laura. I think that's probably a good pie, to be fair. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it. I'm also gonna take this. Well, I'm not gonna do that. That wasn't there before, right? I'm also gonna save here. Skull for the Skull Throne. Seaman for the... Wait.
Here they come.
Yeah, this is all from the very start of the game.
They look just like that thing we fought during our field study.
I think there might be a few extra...
Mechanical monstrosities.
Save the talking for later. We need to take these things out.
Got it.
Got it.
We'll have to fight our way through.
Leave it to me.
I forget what she actually has. Flash overtakes foe like a lightning bolt. Raises physical abilities. It's just on her. Attacks with bullets and lightning. Yeah, let's go with that. Nice.
Right.
Oh yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, they're not particularly weak against anything. It might just be a case of physical attacks more than anything.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I got no craps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, muddles an enemy's cognitive abilities with flying.
Dance, flames.
This is new.
Astral flare.
And not that good. And I just bit my tongue.
Okay.
Sarah does good damage.
Go.
That one's taken damage, so we'll attack that one first.
My turn.
Of course.
We do okay damage, I guess. We're taking more damage than I would like. I probably shouldn't have attacked that. I probably should have done something else. This is I feel like this is the first battle we've had this whole stream.
My turn.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. The battle's over, but stay alert.
This happens a lot with this game. Like, I will play for literally nearly 2 hours for an hour 51.
A matter of course.
I'm just getting started.
Savage Fang can now be used. Skewers foes with great force. Unbalance plus 20%. Nice. Yeah, I've been playing for nearly 2 hours. That was the first battle of this stream.
Those things were the same as the one we fought outside Legram.
It seems a large number of them are on the loose inside the fortress. I'm guessing that's what got the soldiers we just saw too.
Seems so. They definitely look more like orbally powered archaisms than monsters.
So
I can't
these
remember
are
if Milliam was in
archaisms.
the party. I guess she wouldn't have been.
Are you certain, Instructor?
Yeah, they're a kind of autonomous weapon made by a rather unsavory group. And a real pain to deal with, too. We need to hurry, but keep your wits about you.
Understood.
Again, loud. Yeah, it's blocked off. There's nothing down here, is there? No.
What the?
Looks like they were packing explosive charges. We'll need to find another route.
Items, items, give me all your items. I require items. Items for the item god. There we go. Nothing in here. Ah, almost. BP charge. Yeah, I'll probably be needing these items. I have to fight all these enemies, I'm afraid.
Here they come! Be careful, everyone! Okay.
Well, that works for me.
Didn't see that coming!
Nice.
Gleaming blades! Go!
Man, that didn't even kill them all. Alright, I can only get 3.
Of course. Hey!
Not good enough.
Okay.
My turn.
Oh, what?
We'll cut our own path.
That was weird. Oh, that clicks back like that. Okay then. This chair is... I'm still learning about this new chair. It's a £300 chair that I'm learning about.
I did it!
Alright, level 49
I've
for
only just
Reen,
begun.
level 49 for Laura. We got chest.
Oh, a treasure chest.
Mind free. Nothing else in here. Enemy at the end of the hallway. We got any boxes? Water sepith, nothing of real use.
Bring it on!
Leave it to me! Didn't see that coming!
Nice.
Go!
Okay! Here! The battle's
Laura's
over,
up to
but
98
stay alert,
CP,
everyone.
so that's good. Storage for 1.
Bring it on!
That's one of these.
Leave it to me!
This shouldn't
Right.
be a problem.
Here we go!
There we go.
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
I'm wondering how much I'm gonna have to run over on this stream.
It seems this is a storage area.
Plenty of archaisms wandering around here, too.
This is a big one though. I didn't quite go how I
We'll
planned.
have to fight our way through! Okay. Didn't see that coming!
My turn.
Let's do that. I should
escape.
finish this battle. Maybe,
Here we go.
maybe not.
Yeah!
Alright.
The battle's
Another
over,
battle done.
but stay alert, everyone!
Emma's almost to level 49, so that's bonus. Got more enemies down here, by the looks of it.
We have nothing to fear.
Leave it to me!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start attacking
My
this.
turn.
Or using arts. For these. What? Oh, come on, let me select something. Alright, they're weak against water. Which is pretty counterintuitive, really.
Arcus, activate.
My turn.
Oh, shit.
Huh.
Yeah, I could have done without the critical attack. You know what I haven't done? Links. Okay. Well, Laura's only attacking one now.
Yeah.
That's out of range.
Okay.
Alright, Laura's got that one. Sarah's got that one.
Burning daylight.
What level is Sarah? 55? Am I that far behind? Or is Sarah supposed to be ahead of us? I feel like she's supposed to be ahead of us by a bit. Back up to the barracks. I mean, I guess it's a good idea to run around here for a little bit. Just to grab items and whatnot. Alright. Inwards. Where are we going? Wait, that's upstairs. I like skipped a whole bunch of That's the flight port. Huh? That's one of the terrorist airships. I don't see any of them around. But why would they leave it unattended? Get back! Let me! Good thing we had Lammy with us. They blew up their own aircraft? That was too close. Looks like they must have rigged it to blow. Thank you, Million. Right, your quick thinking really saved our skins. You're welcome. Why set it here, though? It's not like this is the most effective place to put a trap. No idea, but I'm sure it all plays into their plan somehow. Anyway, let's save the big picture questions for later. We need to stop them from firing those railway guns. Right, let's move. I don't intend on letting those criminals have their way. Okay, back in the barracks, I guess. Relay area? I'm still looking for items, so...
Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
Right.
Go.
Alright. Donkey missiles. Man, I just got a donkey punch.
It's my turn. Yeah. The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
Alright. These aren't giving us a lot of XP, but we're doing okay.
Oh, a treasure chest.
Flare bomb.
We finally got around to the other side.
The path to the right leads deeper into the fort. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, I want to grab that item. It's a journal belonging to one of the Imperial Army soldiers. Recipe for the mess hall's hash beef rice is sticking out of it. Nice. A recipe for the hash beef rice. I'm gonna make that one day. Someone should make the food from this. Since they put cooking in the game, but it's not really that integral of a part. Which always annoys me when they do that.
Leave it to me.
It's like, you can cook, but you don't really have to.
Didn't see that coming. Do it! All right, follow me.
Got it.
Nice.
Here we go.
Okay.
Nice.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone.
Million 49.
I'm awesome.
Alright, Alright, there's a save point here.
Oh, an Ormond charging station! That door near it looks like it leads outside.
Yeah, that's where we're
Probably an
at.
external corridor. Everyone, follow me.
Come on. Terrabomb. Alright, we'll rest here. Oh man. I'm in like 2 hours exactly, so I'm gonna use this opportunity to save here. And we are currently at... you know what I haven't done in this whole time? I haven't print screened any, I haven't taken any screenshots or anything, so the thumbnail is going to be fun. What am I... yep, okay. I've been 4Button Soul. I thank you for watching this if you've been watching on Twitch. This is going up on YouTube, so if you're watching this now on YouTube, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Click social media links are down in the description. There's a link to my Twitter in the description, and a link to my Twitter in the bottom underneath my Twitch stream. I've been 4Button Soul, and I will catch you on the flip side.